are live and on the air from Adams Field. We welcome you to another season of Deerfield football. And for the first time in 27 years, a new man patrols the sidelines after Coach Wienecke retired after an illustrious career. Coach Brandon Guter starts his head coaching debut tonight. I'm Drew Weiner, joined alongside Brody Sheffrin, and we will have this exciting matchup between the Deerfield Warriors and the Lake Forest Scouts, and two teams with a whole bunch of newness to them, Brody.
Absolutely, Drew. This is a historic night out on Adams Field with Coach Guter's debut, and these teams are very close in the Illinois State rankings, but again, it's week one. You never know what you're going to see. Going to be a new look Deerfield offense with the triple option. We're going to see a lot of run plays and different kind of wrinkles. We'll see very quickly as Deerfield's going to receive the opening kickoff what that kind of entails, but looking forward to it. It's great to be back. Football season is upon us, and we get ready for kickoff in about 7 minutes. Drew, what do you think is the main key for Deerfield to come out on top and open their season with a victory?
I think really it's just playing smart football. It's making the right reads. When you look at the triple option offense, it's about making the right reads, hitting the zone in the right spot, making the right pitch, and I think it's going to be crucial for Deerfield to play smart, physical football and really dominate the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, Drew. Deerfield's got a lot of size on their offensive line this year. And the main key for me is controlling time of possession. If you're Deerfield, you play that triple option offense, you're running the clock, controlling the line of scrimmage, you got to have the football for most of the game. Cannot let Lake Forest control the pace of this game, and if you're going to choose to make the decision to run the ball, got to have the ball.
Yep. Looks like we're about to get the national anthem started. Deerfield's lined up for the national anthem. Lake Forest is not. Taking a look at Lake Forest, they went 9-3 last season, a very successful season. They advanced to the third round of the playoffs, have that big upset win over Libertyville, even though they beat them twice. Wouldn't really call it an upset, but in terms of seeding it was. And they ended up losing to Geneva, but Geneva, a fantastic team. And for Coach Chuck Spagnoli, he's been there for 22 years. He had 39 seniors graduate last year, but you got to imagine he feels good about his group.
Absolutely, Drew. Spagnoli's got a lot of experience, and in week one in a game where there's a lot of unknowns, and especially with the wet turf and the water that's starting to accumulate here with some rain right before kickoff, that experience is going to be crucial.
Yeah, and looking at Lake Forest, they're expecting Braden Hoskins or Sufyan Hussein to start at quarterback. Looking like it's going to be Hussein, Brody. He was the kicker last year. Also served as the team's backup alongside Hoskins. So he hasn't had much playtime as quarterback, and for Deerfield, it's Evan Yoblin, the senior who was a running back on the team last year.
Yeah, Yoblin has played quarterback his freshman year for the freshman team and has been a defensive back and running back ever since. He's been outstanding, but really hasn't thrown the football much in 3 years, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes out. Look good in warm-ups.
Yeah, it should be very interesting to watch, and this is really one of those games, Brody, where no one has really any idea what to expect. Imagine if you're the coaches, too, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm expecting a defensive battle, but who knows? We could get a shootout here on opening night as we are just getting set for the national anthem. We will have kickoff for you shortly.
beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by the Deerfield marching band as this capacity crowd at Adams Field is ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely, Drew. Got a great crowd on hand. Student section is blacked out. Warriors in their black jerseys. This is tradition you tend to see in the opening game here at Adams Field usually, and holds true again as a new banner that this Deerfield Warrior team is ready to run through in just a moment here.
I say, Brady, the black on black is far and away my favorite jersey combination the Warriors have.
Absolutely, looks great.
Warriors about to run onto the field. Get a big, raucous applause from this crowd as here come the Warriors for the first time under Coach Gooder. Senior captain David Lasardi leading the way. One of the few returning starters they have from last year's team.
Yeah, Lasardi and Sturzik are the two captains of this Warrior squad. Lasardi more of a vocal leader, Sturzik more quiet, leads by example. So Deerfield's got a mix of both of those leadership qualities, and Drew, we're really getting ready to go. 12 minutes are on the clock. Deerfield's going to receive the opening kick.
I'm very eager to see this first possession from the Warriors, Brody.
It's going to be very interesting. New system of offense. Got to be tough to follow the football in this triple option, but
be interesting to see the personnel they have out there. You know, not only is it a new coaching staff, you know, you lost 20 key contributing players from last season, so it's really a whole new team.
Absolutely, Drew. There's no more Mac Jones, no more Quinn Szymanski, no more Zach Friedman, Jack Moros, all those skill position guys that we got so accustomed to seeing on Friday nights. As all those guys played for 3 years are now gone, so it's going to be a bit of a new look. But
Sufyan Hussein is going to put toe to leather. We are ready to get this one going. Jaden Paulzette, the deep man, ready to return this kick.
And Paulzette, one of the guys on this Deerfield team that has not played football since his freshman year. He's got a lot of talent, got a lot of speed, got a lot stronger in the offseason, but we'll see if the rust can wear off quickly.
Hussein boots it off, and the 2025 season is underway. Stayed in play. Paulzette on the return. It's across the 20-yard line, down around the 23.
Good job by Jaden Paulzette to improvise there. Thought that ball was going out of bounds. It managed to skirt that sideline and stay in, and Paulzette was able to make something out of it so the Warriors aren't too deep in their own end. So here's our first look at this offense. You see Coach Gooder giving them a talk. Believe he is the one calling plays tonight.
Last time these two teams met was back in 2019 in the state quarterfinal playoffs. The Warriors beat Lake Forest 21-20 in what was a phenomenal game. Here comes Evan Yabel in the Warriors offense.
See a very tight formation here. Flex bone for the Warriors. Ponticus down in that three-point stance. There's the motion.
Handoff to Ponticus. Oof. Not much there, Brody.
Not at all. Ponticus was stood up right away. Lake Forest was all over that one.
Jimmy Scheidler on the stop there. Scheidler, 57 tackles last season. He's one of the key contributors on that Scouts defense. He's looking forward to having a massive senior season, and that's a good start.
Absolutely, Drew. Warriors lose a yard on the play.
Interested to see if Lake Forest can force Deerfield into some of these third and longs and see if they maybe pass the ball. Yablin's going to keep it and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a few.
Yeah, I tried to give it to Ponticus, decided to pull it, kind of a broken play. Did not work out for the Warriors, and now It's 3rd down and 13, Drew. It's going to be interesting to see. Do you think they're going to try and throw something downfield?
I think you might see a screen play, something quick, a quick hitter, get some yards. Yablon under center. Got 2 receivers to his left. Motion, it's going to be a toss play with some space to the outside and a nice tackle made by Aiden Cassidy.
That was a fantastic stop, Drew. That play looks like it might have had a little bit of promise there with Joey Schaefer taking it outside. Or Louis Schaefer. Apologies, Joey was his older brother. And now it's 4th and 11. The Warriors are going to punt. And it's Drew Conklin out there.
Not a great first series. It's really a tricky offense. You know? On the misdirection, you really don't know who has the ball. It's Conklin to boot it away. Ooh, some contact. A flag is thrown.
We'll see if this is running into the kicker or roughing the kicker on 4th down and 11.
It's be down to the 49-yard line.
Decent.
It did kind of look like he got the kicking leg, so I think it should be running into the kicker, which would be 5 yards, not a first down.
We'll see what these officials decide to say. Not a bad punt, given the fact that it was almost blocked by Conklin.
It is running into the kicker. The Warriors declined the penalty.
I believe they did. It was a good punt.
Oh, here's the call.
Running into the kicker, call against Lake Forest once again was the call that results in a Warrior first.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they did call roughing the kicker, and that's going to be a first down for Deerfield. What a bailout.
Huge break for the Warriors on a drive where they really had nothing. They have new life, and Evan Yavlin's going to come back out and try and do something a little different than what they did on that opening series. Still in that wing set.
Yablin's going to keep it and take it down right away. Just not much there. The Scouts defense is really shutting down everything.
Yeah, their front seven has just been all over the Warrior offensive line. Deerfield's not been able to get any push, and if you're going to have a successful option offense, you got to have a strong offensive line, and that just has not been the case so far.
No doubt. Lost 2 on that last play. Yeah, Warriors offensive line just getting no push right now. They're still in the huddle with 10 seconds left on the play clock. Coach Guder might have to use the timeout.
Play clock at 3.
Timeout called. Looks like they got the snap off, or they're going to call it delay a game? No, they did give him the timeout. The flag was on the field, but they gave him the timeout before the flag.
Yeah, smart there from Coach Guder to notice that play clock getting low. It's one of those things as a head coach that you'd think you could take for granted to be able to notice that play clock, but we've seen it on multiple occasions in high school football. Coaches just completely ignore it and take delay game penalties. So good awareness there from Coach Guder, something to watch early on. Said that one of the keys to the game. It's his first game, so these clock management situations, substitution penalties, going to see how disciplined the Warriors are, and it's good to see that he called that timeout there.
Yeah, if you're Coach Guder, the Warriors, really right now you just need a positive play. Feels like everything's been a loss so far. Some sort of positive yardage that makes you feel good about what you're doing.
Absolutely. This option offense does not look too promising so far, but 2nd down and 8 here. We'll see if they try and change the look up a little bit. Still in that wing set.
Yablin's going to pitch it back, and that is going nowhere. My goodness, Aiden Cassidy swarmed in the backfield to make the stop. He was joined by Jimmy Scheidler, the 2 stars on this Scouts defense.
Yeah, Charlie Morrow's got the pitch there, and he just had absolutely nowhere to go. And it's now 3rd and 13 once again, Drew. Last time we saw them run a bit of a pitch play to Schaefer. We'll see what they decide to do here.
Second and 8.
Yoblin breaks the huddle with 10 on the play clock.
Imagine Coach Guter just plays this conservative. Yoblin's going to roll out. And he's going to throw it. He's got Moros, who's taken down, but a nice little completion there.
Yeah, gain of about 7. They got Yoblin rolling out to his left side. Was able to make a nice throw across his body to Moros, but still 5 yards short, and here comes the punt team.
I think that's the right decision, Brody, to punt this one away.
Absolutely, Drew. You cannot afford to give up good field position this early in the ball game in a game that you're expecting to be pretty defensive. So we'll see if this decision pays off. As Conklin with a good punt the first time.
It's like Jack Berger deep to receive this punt. As a shorter punt this time from Conklin is going to take a scout's bounce and down at it's like the 39-yard line.
Only an 18-yard punt there, Drew. Lake Forest will take over with some good field position. $7:23 to go here in the opening quarter. Still tied at 0 as we get our first look at Sufyan Hussein in this Lake Forest offense.
New starting quarterback Hussein is going to hand it off on this first play. Owen Yates. Yates is taken down at the 45-yard line. Nice little pickup of 6 on first down.
Yeah, nice run there from Yates, able to get outside.
Sam Berman on the stop, another one of those players who hasn't played football in a couple of years.
Yeah, certainly going to be an interesting storyline as this game goes on. Some of these guys' first live action.
So I think having that scrimmage they had last week against Hoffman Estates really helped. Oh, Hussein didn't see the snap coming. That's going to be a big loss. Lucky to fall on top of that football.
Wow, Drew, almost an early big break for the Warriors. They'll certainly take this. But Hussein was not ready for that one.
And we talked about all the new beginnings for Deerfield, all the new players, and it's the same for Lake Forest. And some miscommunication there in the snap count resulted in a big loss. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Crowd trying to encourage on their Warriors to get a stop. They're going to hand it off to Yates. Yates with a nice cut. He's going to be tackled short at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he's about 4 yards short here, Drew. This is an interesting decision from Coach Spagnoli to run the ball on 3rd down. Usually that means they're going to try and go for it. Offense still out on the field. As of now, we'll see if this is just a hard count. No, they will bring out the punt team. Good work by this Deerfield defense. Very interesting. Not sure if he was expecting to get a little bit closer or try and get the first down on that draw play, but good job from the Warriors staying disciplined on defense and making a good clean tackle.
I don't know if Deerfield's playing for a fake, but they have no return man deep. And they're going to send it now. Jack Berger to punt it away, and oh, this is a beauty. It bounces inside the 15 and is down. It looks like the 12-yard line. That's a great punt.
Fantastic punt from Berger. He can really do it all. We saw his versatility a lot of season ago, and now a beautiful punt. He's trying to make his impact somehow. Hasn't gotten the ball yet. This Deerfield offense will come right back out onto the field. Drew, we'll see if we can see anything different than what we saw in that first couple series.
I think you got to feel a little better about what you saw, especially having that nice little completion on 3rd down. You got some yards. Makes you feel a little bit more encouraged about what your offense can do.
See what they do right here, back in that wing formation.
The handoff up the middle. Antikas gets around the 14-yard line.
Yeah, it's a good run from Ponticus, who's really a downhill runner. He's only 5'11", 165, but he plays a lot bigger than that, Drew.
Sure does. Really, really strong kid. And if you're Deerfield, you'll take that. A nice little 3-yard pickup. Got some good push from your line. It's going to be methodical. There's another handoff up the middle to Pontiquez. Getting some nice push up across the 22-yard line.
So it's going to be 3rd down and short here for the Warriors, and Drew, staying ahead of the chains is going to be so crucial for Deerfield. They can stay in this kind of offense and run what they want to run instead of being forced into 3rd and longs. And this is a start here, 3rd down and 2. If they can convert this, get a little rhythm going on offense, it'll do volumes for them as this game goes on.
No doubt. Imagine we'll see another handoff to Pontiquez. It is. It's going to be close. Right at some pushing. Warriors trying to push that pile forward. Was right at the line to gain, and looks like they're going to give him the first down.
They will. So it's 3 straight trap runs with Trey Pontiquez, and the Warriors are able to move the chains.
That's what it's going to take, Brody. A few yards here and there, 4 or 5 yards each play, and it's going to take a lot of time. And you'd imagine for Deerfield, it's going to be about controlling the time of possession. It's going to be long, long drives.
Yeah, just trying to wear this Lake Forest team down. See Alban under center once again.
And it's going to be a handoff to Pontiquez. This time it's stuffed by numerous scouts defenders. Gavin Nelson on the stop.
Yeah, this Lake Forest front 7 has been really strong early on. Deerfield's going to have to wear them down if they want to continue to establish this run game.
A little bit of tempo. And Yablin's going to keep it. He's running around. Breaks out of a sack. And is finally chased down. That was number 26, Gavin Nelson again.
So now it's 3rd down and long. You would think obvious passing situation, but you never know with this kind of offense. Good work by Evan Yablin there to avoid the sack, stay on his feet, and get back to the line of scrimmage. So we go under 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. And Drew, despite Deerfield only getting about 11 yards on this drive, they've really taken a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, the Warriors have controlled the ball for pretty much the entire first quarter so far. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Conservative play call that is well short of the line to gain at the 32-yard line.
The tackle by George Holland, Chase Sanderson, and by number 44, Ambush Blacker. Gain of 1 on the play. 4th and 8.
Here comes Drew Conklin again, his 3rd time out here. He's been a busy man. The roughing the kicker, or roughing the punter penalty that gave the Warriors the first down, and the shorter punt his next time is a low line drive, and Berger calls a fair catch at the 49-yard line.
Decent punt from Conklin there. Lake Forest will get the ball near midfield once again with 1:03 to go here in this opening quarter.
There's Sufyan Hussein in the Scouts offense out for the second time, and you get to see a pass out of Hussein. 3 straight runs.
He had the botch snap that he had to fall on 2nd down.
An illegal procedure penalty in the Warriors that moves 4-yard penalty. Not sure I've ever seen this.
Yeah, pistol set for Lake Forest on 1st down.
Hand it off to Yates. That's going nowhere. Nice stop by the Deerfield defense. Looked like number 33, Trey Pontiquez, in on the stop.
Pontiquez and Q Bassett and Jack Sturzik really rallied to that football.
A couple guys who are playing both sides of the ball. It'll be interesting to see how the fatigue plays up throughout the, a season and throughout the game.
Absolutely, Drew. 2nd and 12 here for Lake Forest. Deerfield trying to have another successful series on the defensive end. Showing pressure. We'll see if they bring it.
Hussein's going to pass. Throws it wide side. It's caught by Berger. Ooh, a shoestring tackle. Jack Berger almost broke that one loose.
He almost did, Drew. Good job from Charlie Moros to keep him contained, and it appears to be the final play of this opening quarter. And Drew, after 12 minutes of play, it's been a dogfight.
It sure has been. It's been a battle of the line of scrimmages, and interesting start to say the least. Warriors controlled possession really almost that entire first quarter, and only one first down, but they're what we expected, the triple option, and it's kind of taken time to form together.
Absolutely, Drew. Big 3rd down and 7 play coming up when we come back for the second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At 0-0. I'm Drew Weiner, joined alongside Brody Sheffrin in this season opener between the Deerfield Warriors and the Lake Forest Scouts. And a big 3rd and 7 coming up, Brody.
Absolutely, Drew. Deerfield trying to get off the field. Once again, defense has looked very strong so far. Warriors with one high safety.
Hussein's going to pass. Pressure comes, throws it wide side. This receiver breaks one tackle and dives and looks like he's going to have the first down. What an effort from Henry Mulligan.
Great play there from Mulligan. Looks like the Warriors were going to be able to make that stop.
It'll be interesting to see where they spot this. Mulligan made a diving attempt to try to get the first down, and looks like they will give it to him.
They do move the chains. Hussein threw that ball short of the sticks there. Not generally advised on 3rd down, but it did work out.
The normally surefire Trey Ponticus missed that tackle, and that's one he normally makes.
Absolutely, Drew. It's one you're going to see him make multiple times throughout the course of the game and season. There goes Yates.
Yates, a little shake and make, and a nice pickup of about 9.
The tackle by Rohan Rai. And by David Lusardi. David Van on the play, 2nd and 1 from the Deerfield 28.
2nd and 2 coming up from the 29-yard line. Scouts is really the first scoring threat for either team so far. Gonna hand off to Yates again. This time, not as much, but he's right near the first down marker. I think he's gonna have it.
We'll see if they give it to him here. Drew's very close.
And
they are going to move the chains.
First down.
Some motion coming from the Scouts. Hussein's going to keep it. Cutting up field, falls to the ground. It's picked up by the Warriors. My goodness, what a play from this Warrior defense to get the ball back.
Yeah, it looks like a peanut punch there from Trey Ponticus. Only fitting that he's wearing number 33, and Deerfield's going to take over.
An element to the great Charles Tillman The peanut punch. Ponticus makes up for his missed tackle on third down earlier in the drive. Makes a big time play. What a play.
Unbelievable, Drew. Just as we thought Lake Forest was starting to find their footing, and they got a couple first downs, and just like that, Hussein tried to keep that one himself and coughed it up.
Got some great crowds on hand. You know, the Deerfield student section packed to the brim, and you look at the Lake Forest side, they also got a great representation. These two schools very close to each other. So the handoff, that is going nowhere, right up the middle. Swarmed by numerous Scouts defenders. That was Q Bassett on the carry.
It'll be interesting to see how they use Bassett with Ponticus. Q Bassett, a lot more of a speedster, kind of an action guy. Big play threat, but Trey Ponticus, obviously, the lead back, downhill runner, very strong. He will be getting a bulk of the carries, but Coach Guter clearly wants to use Bassett.
Q Bassett, one of the best athletes I've ever seen. Did numerous flips after Deerfield clinched a playoff spot last year in a win against New Trier. Yoblin was going to hand it off. There was no one there, and it's just swarmed.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a miscommunication there. You know what they teach you on defense, Drew? To tackle all three parts of the triple option. You got to get the quarterback, the running back, and the potential pitch. So we'll take another look at that one, and Yoblin just handed the ball off to the air.
George Holland on the stop. Was in the backfield before Yoblin could even look up.
That he was, third down and 10. We've seen Deerfield play conservative their first couple series. We'll see if that theme stays consistent here as we go under 8.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Yoblin rolling out. Looks like he's going to throw. Pressure comes, and it is batted away incomplete. Aiden Cassidy was all over Charlie Moros.
Punt team coming out once again.
Correction, that was intended to Jack Agron. The backup quarterback, also playing receiver. It's been a tough watch so far for the Warriors offense, Brody.
Yeah, they've really struggled to get anything going. Here's Conklin on the punt. It's
blocked. The punt is blocked. It's loose. Inside the 10-yard line. It was almost blocked earlier, and this time it is blocked by number 44, Adler Schlaller.
Wow, Drew, that is a big moment in this ball game. Lake Forest had just given up some of the momentum with the turnover, but they've got it right back now as they'll take over first and goal on the 9-yard line.
We saw a punt almost blocked earlier, and with the amount of pressures that Lake Forest has had, there's been very minimal blocking so far.
Yeah, Deerfield's offensive line has just struggled to get solid blocks, and
this isn't a Lake Forest team that's really got them in sizes. Wow, we got a quarterback change. Senior Braden Hoskins in the game as he's going to hand it off to Owen Yates, and Yates is going nowhere.
Yeah, it's interesting they went to Hoskins here for this series. Immediate red zone.
Yeah, going into this game, Brody, we were expecting to see Braden Hoskins, but instead it was Sufyan Hussein. After, the fumbled snap earlier and the fumble on the previous drive, Coach Spagnoli's had enough. He's making the switch to his other senior. And Hoskins on the keeper. That's going nowhere. Like Q Bassett was there. Was all over Braden Hoskins, a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Q Bassett and Neo Schneider in on that stop. They read that play perfectly, and now, Drew, look at this. The Warriors got Lake Forest in third down and long, and this is a huge play. Biggest play of the game so far as we go under 7 minutes to go in the first half.
This Deerfield defense can stand tall and perhaps force the Scouts to 3. Big play coming up. Crowd getting into it. Third and goal from the 10-yard line. Hoskins to throw, quick screen play to Berger. Berger with some space to work, makes some moves, dives right near the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Scouts. What a play from Jack Berger.
Unbelievable play from Jack Berger there. I mean, Hoskins put it right on him. It's a bit of a screen pass. Deerfield had a couple opportunities to take him down. They couldn't. And Lake Forest draws first blood here in the opener.
Yeah, looking at that replay, looked like he was down. But we don't get the benefit of replay review. Said it's a touchdown for Lake Forest.
Wow, Drew, that is a huge missed call. Here was 6:33 to go.
Yeah, real time it looked like he was short too. I'm not quite sure what that ref was looking at. I mean, you know, let's take another look at this one. It's close. It looked like his knee was down. I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like a very close play as he tried to reach across that pile out on the far side. But it doesn't matter. We do not have replay review here out on Adams Field as the crowd gets another look at that play. It's 7-0 Lake Forest, and Deerfield's got to find an answer here.
And for how good the Deerfield defense has been, they've had some tackling problems, especially on third down. And the way Deerfield's offense is moving the ball, putting up 7 there is massive for Lake Forest.
Absolutely, Drew. 7 points goes a long way in a game like this. Warriors have been very, very solid up until that point. They've still ran more plays than Lake Forest.
See this Deerfield offense switching something up. Maybe something that's a little more visually pleasing.
We will see shortly. Hussein gets set to boot this one away.
Hit this one really well. Pulls that, fields it in the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. Warriors will get it at the 20-yard line.
.6:31 to go here in the first half. Drew, Warriors now trail by 7, and you got to think the mindset changes a little bit here on the offensive side of the ball, especially with what's been going on.
You got to start being aggressive.
We'll see what they got in terms of downfield shots.
From the 20.
Of course, they're in the Central Suburban South. This will be their last year before they move over to the Central Suburban North.
How about under center, some motion. Pitch play to Moros. He's going nowhere. Nice stop by this Scouts defense. Moros is hit hard at the 20-yard line.
Aiden Cassidy on the tackle.
Aiden Cassidy, he's been everywhere so far, Brody.
Yeah, great tackle from Cassidy there. I feel like we've said his name on almost every series so far. Warriors were able to get a yard there, but nothing more.
Lucky to get a yard.
Absolutely, this is the Lake Forest program that's accustomed to success, and we're starting to see them flex their muscles a little bit on both sides of the ball as we continue playing this second quarter.
Handoff to Ponticas. Kind of collided with Yablin there and got maybe a yard.
James Elliott on the tackle.
James Elliott on the stop.
From the 22.
Big player for this Warriors offense. See if they can get some momentum, pick up a first down.
Yeah, 3rd down and 8. Got to imagine they're going to throw. Yablin is under center once again. Weiner the only one wide at the bottom of your screen.
The ball's on the ground. Yablin tried to pitch it but lost it. It is recovered by the Warriors though, but a big loss.
Just a brutal break for Deerfield. Tried to pitch it back. to Schaefer, and there was just nothing doing. Ball hit the deck. He had to fall on it, and
that was Jimmy Scheidler who was all over that play. Scheidler's older brother Leo plays at Notre Dame and is a key member of that special teams. He's got a massive game on Sunday.
Yes, he does. Drew down in Miami as here comes the punt from Conklin. Is nearly blocked again.
It's a short one, though. And it bounces out of bounds. Actually, really not that bad of a punt at all. Out of bounds to the 34-yard line. A lot of Notre Dame representation at Lake Forest. Former Notre Dame defensive lineman Riley Mills, a 5-year player there. Really fantastic player. Was drafted this past year in the 5th round by the Seattle Seahawks. Would have been drafted way higher if he didn't get hurt in the college football playoffs. He's got a bright future in front of him.
Absolutely, Drew. It speaks volumes about this Lake Forest program and what Chuck Spagnoli's been able to do here over the last 2 decades. He has built a fantastic program. Flag down.
And I believe Riley Mills' last high school game was against Deerfield in that game we mentioned earlier in the 2019 state quarterfinals. It's like a block in the back.
Against Lake Forest.
Well, Drew, Deerfield caught a bit of a break there as they called a illegal block against Lake Forest. So now they'll start with the football on the Deerfield 49-yard line. And with 4:21 to go, and if you're the Warriors, you're just trying to survive and get into the halftime down 7.
And it's 2025, and we still don't have mics for the referees. We've been preaching this for a long time, and it makes it hard when you're watching the game.
Yeah, very difficult for the fans to understand, difficult for us to understand up here. IHSA, if you're listening, we would love some referee microphones.
It's very possible, too, because you watch the state playoffs and, when they go down to Champaign and they have it when it's on TV. There's Owen Yates on the carry. Yates driving his legs forward. Gets it down to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that was a grown man's run from Owen Yates right there. Gained 8, and as we go under 4 minutes to go in this opening half, you can really feel the momentum starting to accumulate for Lake Forest.
3:45 left. The Scouts start with the ball in the second half, so a big opportunity to add to this lead. Hoskins rolling out. He's going to run now, picks up a big block. Wow. Dylan Cran laid the boom.
Unbelievable block from Cran there as Hoskins able to move the chains. And this quarterback change for Lake Forest, Drew, has really sparked something in this offense. He's done a fantastic job.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Yates again. Yates up the middle. Picks up a couple yards there.
Owen Yates, the ball carrier. Tackled by David Lizardi.
And Drew, we've seen a heavy dose of Owen Yates so far tonight. Only 13 yards through the air for Lake Forest. They've done all their damage on the ground. As we approach 3 minutes to go.
Coach Spagnoli seems plenty fine letting this clock continue to go down. Gonna hand it off to Yates again. A flag is thrown. Yates gets it near the 30-yard line. Flag in the backfield, it looked like. Perhaps in the area of a holding.
Could have been in the area of a face mask. There was a bit of a vicious tackle. They do call a chop block on Lake Forest. They'll move 15 yards back. That's a huge penalty.
Called against Lake Forest.
Michael Parsons comes in from didn't want to do anything for the Cowboys. It's a huge deal when they
And penalties have really hurt the Scouts. They had the roughing the punter that gave Deerfield the first down earlier, and right now, instead of it being You know, 3rd and short, it's second in a country mile, Brody.
Yeah, 2nd down and 22 yards now. Lake Forest back almost to where they started this drive on the Warrior 49.
From the Deerfield 47.
That's 3 penalties for 45 yards for Lake Forest tonight.
And 3 15-yard penalties. Hoskins to throw, throws it the flats to Yates. Yates with some space, and he steps out of bounds. Gets some of that yardage back.
Yeah, looked like he just got across the 40, so still very much a 3rd and long. This Deerfield defense with a golden opportunity to get off the field.
Well out of field goal range, Brody. Warriors could really use a stop right here, keep this game as a one possessions difference.
Lake Forest really trying to spread the Warriors out on this 3rd down and long.
Imagine Hoskins will be looking for his sure-handed receiver, Jack Berger. He's going to throw here, pressure Cubs. Looking, throws, it is incomplete.
Right on cue, Drew was looking for Berger, but pretty good coverage there from Mason Belden.
He was all over him.
Only a sophomore.
Now it's decision time, Brody. You could go for this. You know, you're not really worried about what the Deerfield offense is going to do with the way they're playing in the field position. Well, they're going to punt it.
Try and pin the Warriors back deep, and I think I like this decision from Coach Spagnoli, Drew.
Especially with the pressure they've got on the punter. There's a timeout called by Deerfield. Only got 1 remaining.
Yeah, we talked about timeout management at the start of this one. Deerfield has called a couple of smart timeouts. This one, I believe, is just 30 seconds. It's 4th and 13 on the Warrior 38. And if they could pin the Warriors inside the 10, Drew, I mean, it's almost sure points for Lake Forest at some point before the half, the way this Deerfield offense has looked.
Sure is. And if you pin them back, you know, inside the 5, we're talking safety territory.
Absolutely, and you just got to hope this punt goes into the back of the end zone, Drew.
All right, maybe we'll bring some pressure in and get a block of our own.
That's the kind of play that Deerfield needs to turn this momentum on its head. As they're still very much within striking distance, down only 7 points here as we wind down this first half. 2:35 to go.
It really feels like such a monumental lead just based off the way Deerfield's been moving the football, but it's really not. They're one big play away from tying this game up.
All right, here we go. 4th down.
That they are. Here's Berger.
Berger to punt this away. Ooh, that's a pressure. Oh, that's a beautiful punt. It is down at the 1-yard line. How about that? Jack Berger, what a punt. Couldn't have ran it over there and placed it any better.
Nope, Trey Ponticus got a little bit of heat on him there. We thought he might be able to affect Berger's punt, but he did not. Berger did exactly what he wanted to do there, and now Deerfield is in a lot of danger on their own 1-yard line.
We were talking about safety territory. This is it.
Got to imagine it's going to be a lot of those dive runs with Ponticus just to try and give him some breathing room.
No doubt.
2:24 to go here in the opening half.
This is really the exact situation you wanted to avoid if you're Coach Guder.
From their 1-yard line.
Deerfield just trying to survive on their own 1-yard line. 5 on the play clock as Yablin gets set to take this snap.
Hand it off to Ponticus. Oh no, Yablin kept it. He's tackled in the end zone. That's a safety. The ball came out, but I believe it was whistled dead.
It is a safety, and Drew, honestly, this kind of feels like a blessing because this could have been a lot worse. It could have been 6, could have fumbled that football. But they did rule him down, so it will be a safety.
kind of puzzled they ruled him down. It really looked like that ball came out. Another look at that replay.
Yeah, a bit of a close play. Yoblin tried to hand it to Ponticus and was wrestled down. The ball did come out. It was very close. Bang, bang play.
It really is. And a couple bang, bang plays.
Warriors catch a break.
And I got to say, I'm also really puzzled by that play call. You know, just go to dive up the middle, try to give yourself a little more breathing room. You run 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage well into the end zone, especially with the kind of pressure Lake Forest has been getting. You're just asking for danger, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Lake Forest was all over that play as they have been all night long. And with 2:16 to go, it's now 9-0 Scouts. Deerfield will be able to punt this one away here.
Not a good start to the Coach Guter era. The Warriors, still plenty of game left. Looking just to get something going. There's a defensive stop. Anything. And imagine if you're Coach Spagnuolo, you know, you really can't be overly thrilled with how your team's played. You know, there's definitely some room for improvement. The defenses look phenomenal. But the offense has left some little to be desired, the turnovers, but they still have a comfortable lead and really could add more.
Yeah, it's this 9-point lead really feels like a lot more, just the way Lake Forest has been able to assert themselves on the defensive end. But you got to credit Deerfield. They've been very solid on defense. The only touchdown that Lake Forest had was when they had first down and goal at the 9, and even then Deerfield almost stopped them.
Yeah. Ethan Wider boots this one away, and it's a good one. Berger takes it at the 33-yard line. Jack Berger with some space, cutting up field. He is taken down. Ooh, Berger almost broke that one loose. And oh no. Looks like Jack Berger's down. This is not what you want to see. Oh no. This is not good at all.
No, Jack Berger is down and in some discomfort. This is not good news.
It's the ugly side of football, Brody. Especially a player of his talent, you hate to see go down.
Here on opening night, tackle was made by Carter Erdman. Might have saved a touchdown.
Really hope he's okay. Couldn't really get a good view of what happened. You just know this is part of the sport, and it's tough. You know, it's the hardest part of it. You work so hard all off season. And especially a guy like Berger, this is a massive season for his recruiting, and you just hope and pray he's okay.
Yeah, he's only a junior. He's been so good. You just hate to see this. He is one of these star players on this Lake Forest team. We'll step aside for a minute. We'll be back shortly.
Jack Berger helped off the field, putting no pressure on that right leg, and that's a sight you hate to see.
Yeah, we believe it's the right ankle. Just really unfortunate here at Adams Field on a punt return, or kickoff return, pardon me, after the safety. Berger was brought down by Erdman. Believe he landed on that right ankle.
That's something Chuck Spagnoli and the rest of Lake Forest.
It's just really upsetting to see. One of the best players on this Scouts team.
I mean, Lake Forest has got an arm next.
First and 10, Lake Forest from
The
midfield.
receiver, the punter, kick returner, punt returner, he does it all. Braden Hoskins back out there without his top target. Handoff goes to Owen Yates. Yates takes it across to the 46-yard line.
Oh, some chippiness over at the bottom of your screen.
Sam Berman.
Henry Mulligan and Luke Pasquazi
Lake Forest called here.
getting into it with Mason Belden there. Scouts will take a timeout. Can't imagine Coach Spagnoli is too happy with the actions of his players there. Is a
Oh, yeah.
little pushing and shoving.
The tackle by
Yeah,
Sam
unnecessary there. No need.
Yeah, this was not a game that I was expecting to get chippy, Drew.
No. And these two teams are very close, but I wouldn't say they have any sort of rivalry. They have had some competitive battles, especially looking at basketball this past year. These two teams met in the sectional semifinals. It was a thrilling Deerfield win.
Yeah, very defensive game, kind of like this one, except the Warriors offense looked like a little bit better than they do tonight.
I mean, that game, Lake Forest had, I believe, 0 points after the first quarter. Deerfield really led wire to wire that game, but Lake Forest hit some shots late and made it close. Warriors were able to hold on. So two teams will be deking it out once again for the sectional title. Back to football. Hoskins to throw. He's got a wide open receiver on the crosser route. He's got some space. Steps out of bounds. That was Luke Pasquazi. Man, just involved in that scuffle.
receives the pass.
Yeah, Pasquazi came out of that with some juice. He's a big tight end, and he looked like a receiver there. He was moving down the sideline.
Gain of 12 on the play, rather. It's first down. Lake Forest.
12 yards picked up on that last one. Scouts have the ball at the Warriors 34.
Deerfield showing 7 in the tackle box.
Hoskins to throw, pressure Cubs, he's flushed out, stepping up. He's gonna run for it. Braden Hoskins with a nice run.
Braden Hoskins.
Gets it across the 30-yard line near the 25. They're gonna spot him out at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, nice run there from Braden Hoskins. Able to step up in the pocket, acknowledge the fact that there was pressure coming, and make a nice gain out of it. Deerfield with 9 total yards this game compared to the Scouts' 95.
I'm sorry, I'm losing a pennant race. Oh, I am in
Handoff goes to the jet sweep with space. Up across near the 15-yard line. Owen Yates once again with a nice pickup.
Gain of 12. First down, Lake Forest. From the Deerfield 16.
First and 10 Scouts at the Warriors 16-yard line. Brody, his game was moving really quickly. It feels like these last 3 minutes have taken a long time. It doesn't help with the injury, but we've had the timeouts, the stoppages. Felt like we were on our way to a quick one.
Actually, I thought Cincinnati lost a chance.
Yeah, I still believe this one will end ahead of schedule.
The game clock will be reset to 1 minute 31 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Putting a lot of time back on the clock. Believe Coach Spagnoli took a timeout.
So they ruled them out of bounds. Yeah, they had 26 seconds. That's a big difference. 105 to 131.
Still plenty of time on the 16-yard line for Lake Forest to get the job done, but the extra 25 seconds will surely help. With 2 timeouts, you got to imagine the entire playbook is open here.
Hoskins is going to throw. Pressure comes up the middle. Dumps it off to his tight end, past Swayze, who's taken down immediately.
Good defense there from Deerfield. Algernon Williams was bearing down on Hoskins. The big 280-pound defensive tackle.
Second and 10 coming up. Surprised not to see a run on first down there, Brody.
Yeah, Yates had really started to establish himself, and Scouts decided to go through the air. Hoskins in the gun.
Timeout called by Deerfield. That is their last timeout of the half.
Coach Cooter just trying to get these Warriors set up in the right way to hold Lake Forest to 3 right now. And you start to wonder, Drew, if these students will start heading for the exits. We know it's been tradition to leave at halftime, and we
sure is.
Still a pretty strong showing over to our left, but we'll keep an eye on that one. 1:24 to go in the opening half. Lake Forest trying to take a commanding lead in this ball game. One they lead right now 9-0.
Unfortunately, I do think it is a safe bet to say that some of these students will be heading towards the exits.
Well, we still got 1 minute and 24 seconds of football to go. As Braden Hoskins and this Lake Forest offense are back on the field. He's in the shotgun with Yates to his left.
Hoskins is going to throw this time. He's going to go to the end zone over the head of his receiver. He was looking for Pasquazi again.
Wow, Drew, back-to-back throws here on this series. They had 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line, and it's very quickly 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, their offensive production has really come from the run game. I'm surprised to see them go away from it.
Yeah, very shocking strategy from Lake Forest here. 1 minute and 19 seconds. Hoskins gets the play call, and they break the huddle.
Not really sure what Hussein's range is. They're at the 16-yard line. So this will be a 33-yard field goal, and that's no gimme. Hoskins to throw again. He's got time. Dumps it off. Got his receiver, and he's tackled at the 11-yard line. That was caught by Connor Hyam. To pick up a 6. It's 4th and 4, and here's decision time. What do you do if you're Coach Spagnoli, Brody?
I think I'm going for this, especially with the way the Deerfield offense has been going and them being unable to take care of the football.
Wow.
It's still an opportunity for points.
We got a holding call on Lake Forest. That's big.
Wow.
That's going to send them back 10 yards, and they're going to retry this 3rd down.
Wow, Drew, that changes the scope of this big time. Clock stops now at 1:05, and it's now 3rd down and 16.
Now you would assume they're well out of field goal range. At the 26-yard line. Getting penalties, killing the Scouts. Hoskins is going to throw. Pressure comes. Pump fakes once, rolls out, and is forced out of bounds. A flag does come in at the end of the play.
It is in the area of holding. We'll see what the officials call here.
Hoskins maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's another penalty on Lake Forest.
Holding.
And they're going to decline the penalty. I think it's a smart decision by Coach Gooder.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're going to try a 43-yard field goal here with Hussein.
I think you got to go for this.
It's now 4th down and 20.
Especially with your punter, Jack Berger, presumably hurt and not available for the rest of the game.
No gain on the play. 4th down.
And looks like they're going to send get some substitutions. Not quite sure what we're going to see. We saw numerous guys punting for Lake Forest in the warm-up period. Braden Hoskins being one of them, so he might punt this one deep. And he's going to do just that. Oh, I think they got a fingertip on that. They threw the flag, but that ball was tipped. It's down at the 1-yard line. I think that flag should be picked up. He's going to make the call. Wow. Didn't even discuss it with the other referees.
This is surprising, Drew. He blocked the punt, so
that negates any roughing the punter. I think these refs got to talk this one over.
We've seen 2 of those, one on each side now.
Yeah, that's really not a good call.
Running into the kicker on Deerfield.
wow. That's surprising on a ball that was tipped.
Yeah, that's just the wrong call there. If the ball's tipped, there's negates any sort of contact there might have been.
Yeah, Lake Forest is going to get 15 yards on a first down.
I don't understand why the refs don't talk that over, see if someone saw something different.
Very surprising. Lake Forest will get a first down. Would have been Deerfield ball on the 1-yard line. We'll see what happens here. 41 seconds to go in the first half. Yeah, that was just the incorrect call.
Yeah. Hoskins' quick throw to the sideline is, I believe it's caught. Ooh, and another receiver down. Call incomplete now, and looks like now Connor Hyam is down, and this does not look like a good sign. Down and really moving.
Yeah, Hyam went full extension to try and make that catch. Was unable to.
You see a guy go down hard like that and really not moving much. It's a scary sight. Once again.
Hyam down on the sidelines. 32 seconds to go here in the first half. You just hate to see it, Drew. Yet another injury for this Lake Forest receiver.
We're going to be back shortly after this injury timeout.
All right, be ready. We're coming back.
Seconds to go in the first half. Hoskins in the shotgun.
Hoskins going to throw. Pressure comes up the middle, finds Pasquazi, who goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Lake Forest.
Wow, Drew, that was quick. Good throw there from Hoskins. Had Pasquazi wide open over the middle. Was able to find him for 6.
Really, the questionable penalty call negated what would have been a Deerfield stop, and the Scouts make him pay. As the verge of making this a 16-0 ball game.
Kicking Sufyan Hussein.
Extra point is up and good.
The kick is good.
That's a huge swing in this ball game, Drew. What we thought was going to be Deerfield ball down just 9 is now ballooned to a 16-point Lake Forest lead. And Deerfield with 9 yards of total offense will get the football back with 32 seconds. I got to imagine they're just taking a knee.
Yeah, anything else I think would be fiscally irresponsible. This is the kind of situations we're interested in with this Deerfield offense that kind of refuses to pass the balls, run first, and be interested to see what they do. But now this feels like an obvious kneel-down situation because your offense is doing next to nothing. Well, they are doing nothing.
Yeah, Jaden Paul's that deep once again.
And credit Lake Forest's defense. Nice boot by Hussein again. This is going to bounce into the end zone.
Touchback.
32 seconds. Got to imagine this is going to be a kneel down and get into the locker room. And if you're Coach Guder, you have your work cut out for you with halftime adjustments to try and work your way back into this ball game.
No, I gotta say, I like the idea of the play style, especially with the personnel that you have. You know, you gotta adapt, but you know, it's just not working. You know, it's not to say it's not gonna work out later in the year, but right now it's a tough watch.
It really is. This Lake Forest defense has just had every single answer for anything Deerfield's tried to throw at them tonight. They really have not fooled anybody. Ponticus has struggled, Yoblin has struggled, and this Deerfield offense has really just gone nowhere. Still in that wing formation, 32 seconds. They'll hand it to Ponticus for a short gain.
Trey Ponticus, the ball carrier. Tackled by George Holland.
That should do it for the first half. Can't imagine the Warriors will take another snap. It looks like they're content taking a 16-point deficit into the locker room. Some of the fans yelling to throw the ball.
Well, I got a kick out of a fan screaming, I'll throw the ball. But I don't think they're going to do it.
Well, Drew, we've reached the halfway point here in this home opener from Adams Field, and it's been bleak for the Warriors. They trail Lake Forest 16-0 in Coach Brandon Guder's debut for the Warriors.
It was an interesting first half. And hopefully the next 24 minutes is better than the first 24, especially for the Deerfield offense. But after one half of play, it's like 4-16, Deerfield 0. We'll be back for the second half. Welcome back to Adams Field. Just about ready to get this second half underway. I'm Drew Weiner, joined alongside Brody Sheffrin. And it was an interesting first half. The Deerfield offense was something. It was something. That's one way to put it.
Yeah, 13 yards of total offense in that first half, 4 of them coming on the half-ending run from Trey Ponticus. So really just 9 meaningful yards of total offense so far for this Deerfield team, and they trail 16-0, and Drew, it feels like it could be a lot worse.
It really could. It really does. Look at the Lake Forest side. They did make a quarterback change. They started with Sufan Hussein. They changed it for Braden Hoskins, and ever since then, the offense has looked a lot better. Jack Berger did leave the game with an injury, which is not a good sign to see for the Scouts, but they were moving the ball just fine in that second half, or in the first half.
Yeah, Luke Pasquazi really came into his own there at the end of that first half with 3 big receptions, the last of which coming for a touchdown to push this lead to 16-0 after the safety near scoop and score debacle that happened inside the Warrior 1. It'll be Lake Forest ball to start this second half, and if you're Deerfield and you want to just get something positive out of this game, it starts with a stop right now.
Indeed it does, Brody, and Warriors just need something. Something to make you believe that this team is capable, and they just haven't shown that so far.
Yeah, they forced that fumble earlier in the game with Hussein, the one that chased him out of this game. But they haven't been able to get that big turnover, big defensive play. And Drew, it feels like that's where the spark's got to come from. It's got to come from the defense. The defense is the only side of the football that's really shown life this game. And
yeah, that's for sure.
They've held their own for a good portion of that first half. Got to give them some credit. However, the offense has just been doing nothing.
Yeah. Nothing feels like an understatement.
They'll get some more possessions of this second half to try and right the ship. We'll see if Coach Brandon Guter in his first game behind the sidelines for the Warriors will make any big-time halftime adjustments. We'll see if we continue to see that wing set and flex bone formation for Deerfield, or if they'll change something up a little bit, try and do a little bit more going down the field. Quarterback Evan Yoblin does have a good arm. He is the great-grandson of former Bear quarterback Sid Luckman, so he's got the genes, he's got the talent. Hoping the Warriors can utilize it.
Yeah. At this point, I get that this is a run-first team that's going to run the ball really almost every play, but at some point, it's just not working, and you scrap it and let it air out a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a strong Lake Forest front seven. Their secondary really hasn't been tested yet. Nothing downfield. The only success that we did see was on an 8-yard rollout pass in the first quarter from Yoblin to Charlie Moros, and even that, it felt like Lake Forest was kind of giving it to him because it had been 3rd and long. But here we go for the second half. Looks like it's sophomore kicker Ethan Kleiman. It's going to boot this one away.
Interesting. Expecting Ethan Weiner, but instead we get Kleiman. Credit this Lake Forest crowd. It is still packed. That is impressive. Cannot say the same about the Deerfield crowd, but can you really blame them, Brody?
It's been a difficult watch so far for these students. A few of them are sticking around, but a lot of credit to this Lake Forest team. For a school about the same size as Deerfield, they really showed out tonight. Kleiman boots this one away. It's a good kick.
Wow. It's going at the 5-yard line, and it's muffed. Picked up. Ooh. Paulzette went down. On the return is Owen Yates. Yates gets it across the 20-yard line to the 21.
Looked like he ran into disaster. Looked like he ran into Schlacker there, his own man. Yates had some daylight as he crossed the 15-yard line, but quickly closed as he ran into his own teammate, and Lake Forest will start on their own 21-yard line to begin this second half of play. Let's see if Deerfield can come out with a little bit of fire on this on the defensive end to start this second half. We've seen it in years past where they've been trailing and a big defensive play has gotten them back into the game. See if defense can get something started here. It's Hoskins in the shotgun.
I hand it off to Yates up the middle, and he is yanked down at the 30-yard line by David Lasardi. Lasardi looks a little shaken up.
Sorry, the captain of this team, offensive lineman, forced to play both sides of the ball this year with the shortage on personnel, and
this makes it tough. You got a lot of tired guys who are playing both sides of the ball, and it's difficult.
yeah, we'll see how injuries affect this team as the season goes on. As there goes Yates again.
He's got the first down up to the 34-yard line, at the 33-yard line. Louis Schaefer on the stop.
Gain 4, it's 1st and 10 at the Lake Forest 31.
Drew, Lake Forest had multiple drives tonight that have been plagued by penalties. So we'll see if Deerfield can try and draw a hold or something here to get him behind the chains.
And off to Yates again. He breaks free. Oh, correction, that is Jimmy Scheidler on the carry. Scheidler with a nice little boost there.
Yeah, we'd seen a lot of Owen Yates tonight, and Scheidler making his first appearance there, and a nice run. Gained 16 yards.
Wishing his brother Leo good luck this weekend as his Notre Dame Fighting Irish and Coach Marcus Freeman led go to Miami Gardens, Hard Rock Stadium to play the Miami Hurricanes. I say hopefully that game's a little better than this one. I imagine it will be.
Yeah, looking forward to that top 10 matchup in prime time on Sunday night, and
which should be a fantastic football weekend.
yeah, Deerfield with a nice stop there. Lake Forest will have 2nd down and 8.
If you're Coach Gooder in the second half, you know, you might not come back and win this game, but you just want to see positive signs. You want to see your guys fighting. You know, you want to see something that makes you feel good about going into your matchup next week in a very winnable one at Highland Park, in a big rivalry that you haven't lost in a long time.
Yeah, definitely got to make sure you're able to reset.
Hoskins throws, it's caught over the middle by Pasquesi. He's going to have the first down.
For that big game against Highland Park. And yes, again, Drew, you just want to see something positive come out of this game.
Injured Warrior. Believe that is
it's Nehemiah Schneider.
Yeah, Neo Schneider. Limping. He's going to be able to get off the field in his own power.
Another one of those guys who plays both sides of the ball, and it's just, he's got to be exhausted, Drew.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really difficult for these players. They're giving it their all, but you know, you're playing that many snaps. It takes a toll.
Previous play good for
It does.
10 yards. It's 1st and 10 at the
Scouts move the chains once again there. They're now inside the Warrior 40.
Head off to Yates. Stretch play to the outside.
Owen Yates, the ball carrier.
The off tackle run. Gets them near the 35-yard line.
Davion Bassett.
Lake Forest really starting to flex their muscles here in this run game. They just continue to give the ball to Owen Yates and Jimmy Shadler.
And why do anything else?
Yeah, they continue to gain yards. Deerfield is in dire need of a tackle for loss right now. As Lake Forest is just running it down their throats as we approach 8 minutes to go here in this third quarter.
Hoskins is going to throw this time. Has an open receiver. Taken down to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, they broke
Jack
the
Dacey
Warrior.
on the catch.
They broke the Warrior zone there. Montega sent on the stop, but it really feels like Lake Forest is just doing whatever they want on this drive, Drew.
Yeah. Good to see Connor Hyam back out on the field. Got hurt earlier. It's a good sign to see him back out there.
For sure, still no sign of Berger. We will keep you guys updated if we have sighting of him.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line for the Scouts. Single back look. Handoff is going to go to, I believe that's Scheidler. Scheidler with some nice cuts. Correction, that was Owen Yates.
The ball carrier, tackled by O'Gavion Bassett.
Q Bassett on the stop.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5, ball at the Deerfield 17.
And that's another gain of 5. Is Lake Forest really starting to assert themselves? They're trying to put the nail in the coffin here as we go under 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Got to imagine that one more score is really what's going to...
Here is Jimmy Scheidler with a nice spin move. Wow, he's taking backwards, but all forward progress. He's right near the first down marker. I think he's going to be a little short. As it looks like we have an injured Warrior. That's Algernon Williams. Man.
Williams dealt with injuries last year. Missed a few games. Now he's down again, and for somebody his size, listed at 6'5", 280.
Man.
Just unfortunate to see, and he's been playing both sides of the ball as well, so it's really these guys taking a toll on him, and not a good sign in this opening game when you got a 9-game season ahead of you in a very tough Central Suburban League South. It's going to be tough sledding as Williams gets up and walks off under his own power.
That's a good sign to see, Brody.
Absolutely. That was not what we saw a year ago. Another one of those guys who works very hard in the offseason. Very talented player. Scouts will get back out there. Clock runs. Lake Forest now approaching 6 minutes here on this opening drive in the second half. They've just been extremely methodical, getting chunks on the ground. Mainly a couple plays through the air.
Back here in Deerfield, able to get up under his own power. Here we go, first down.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for the Scouts. Hoskins is going to throw this time. Throws it to the right. It's caught. Touchdown, Lake Forest. That's a beautiful throw to Jack Dacey, who made a move and took it in the end zone for 6.
Yeah, they had that one-on-one coverage on the outside there at the bottom of your screen, and
Hoskins pass complete.
Dacey just beat Moros to that ball.
The
And
Warriors' best corner right there. That's impressive, Jack Dacey. It's a nice throw from Hoskins to the outside.
yeah, Dacey just 5'10", 140. Very fast, able to get the step on Moros there. As with 5:57 to go here in the third quarter, Hussein will boot it through for the extra point, and it's now 23-0 in favor of Lake Forest.
Forest 23.
Nothing, we're back
Deerfield
right
0.
there. 5:57 left, Scouts. Commanding lead. Right here, 98.3.
It is 23-0 Scouts, Brody.
Lake Forest finally starting to flex their muscles in this game. It was a bit of a slow start for Coach Chuck Spagnoli's Scouts, and they've finally figured it out and cracked this Deerfield defense and just absolutely dominated. 6 minutes and 3 seconds on the drive. A lot of running.
Spagnoli, a seasoned veteran, pushing all the right buttons. Made the quarterback change from Hussein to Hoskins, and it has paid off.
Yep, Drew, we're going to get our first look at this Deerfield offense in the second half pretty shortly. We'll see if they decide to change anything up.
Yeah, I mean, a hard time justifying not trying to do something different. I mean, there was really virtually no positive plays in the first half. That's something you don't expect to see. And Lake Forest is a good team, you know. You maybe expect that against a team like Maine South, who's going to be competing for a state championship. You know, you look at the state rankings, and obviously it doesn't mean much. It's the preseason, but these two teams were around the same rank. Lake Forest came in at 112, Deerfield 158. So they're expecting, Deerfield be able to do a little more on the offensive side. Oh my God, that's going to take a bounce and stay in play. Then it goes into the end zone. Paulzette takes it out and it's right near the 5-yard line. When it rains, it pours.
Just a very unfortunate bounce for Deerfield. Great kick from Hussein. Got that ball to stop almost on a dime at the 1 yard line. Extremely impressive. Paulzette didn't have much of a choice. He kind of muffed it a little bit, took it back into the end zone. Was able to get out. Luckily, he would have been lucky if he got across the 5 yard line. As here's our first look at this Warrior offense in the second half.
Be interesting to see what we get from this Warriors offense after only 13 yards gained in that first half.
Same formation for Deerfield.
Handoff to Ponticas. Nowhere to go there.
The ball carrier. Tackled by Christian Ragsdale.
Maybe got 2 yards there.
Yeah, just more of that same triple option offense from the Warriors. That wing set.
It feels like any positive gain for the Warriors is good at this point. You'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to stay ahead of the chains if it's an offense like this is going to be successful. As there's the pitch outside, and Lake Forest is all over that one.
That was pitched to Jack Agron this time, and it was Jimmy Scheidler on the stop. He was all over that.
Well, third down and long once again for the Warriors. Yablin is yet to take a snap from the shotgun. He's been under center every single play so far. See if Coach Guder decides to gamble a little bit here and try and get something going, maybe some sort of a trick play. Try and get some positive yardage there on their own 5 yard line. It's now third down and 11.
Got to do something. Yablin rolling out. He's going to throw it behind his receiver, incomplete. That was intended for... Can't quite...
believe it was intended for Jake Berkowitz. Good coverage there from Michael Knight.
Yeah, indeed, Berkowitz. Another 3 and out.
Fourth and 11.
Picked up, I believe, 1 first down so far this game, Brody.
1 first down offensively. They had the roughing the punter. That didn't get him much. Now Drew Conklin standing at the back of the end zone for this punt.
Lake Forest had a block punt earlier. They were close to another one. And this is a shank. Wow. Okay. Now he's going to walk it up. Makes a little more sense. He's going to keep going. He's going to mark it down at the 19-yard line. See the guy go to the 30-yard line. Where's he going?
Yeah, we thought he was giving Conklin a lot of respect for that punt. He shake that one to the left side, and he did get it right, though. Punt did go out of bounds around the 19-yard line. Deerfield is now in the negatives on rushing yards today. They've got 8 total yards of offense. With that lone first down, as Lake Forest trying to continue to extend this lead, really put this game away. Hoskins still in the ball game.
First down and 10.
Handoff to Yates. Yates is leveled
Oh, and Yates, the ball carrier.
at the 15-yard line.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7. Ball to Deerfield 16.
There's a pick up a 3 on that last run from Yates. Force looking to get, pushing that 30-point. There we go. Credit Deerfield, they haven't had too many penalties. Outside of the, roughing the punter that we weren't so sure about. Thought it might have been tipped. They've played a relatively clean game. The throw to the outside is juggled and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Dylan Cran.
Intended for Dylan.
Yeah, Cran was on a crosser. Going towards the top of your screen. Looked like he was going to bring that one in. But it's now 3rd down and 7, and this Deerfield defense has their first opportunity in the second half to get off the field.
Warriors cheerleader squad trying to encourage on this crowd to make some noise. 3rd and 7 from the 16-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Yates. Yates cuts up field. It's going to be tackled about a yard short of the first down marker.
They're going to mark him a little bit short. It's going to be 4th and 1 from the Deerfield 10.
Out goes Yates. In comes Jimmy Scheidler. As an injured player, looks like an injured Warrior. That is...
It's Schaefer down.
Yeah, Louis Schaefer.
Here's a great matchup in the Fox Valley to start out the year. Prairie Ridge taking on Curie Grove, and the Wolves over there beating the Trojans.
Really unfortunate to see Schaefer go down again, Drew. We feel like we're saying this about everybody, but it's one of those guys that's been playing both sides of the ball. He's been the recipient of a couple very hard tackles from Lake Forest when he's gotten pitched the football.
Yeah.
Was in on the stop there on Owen Yates, and he is still down. 3:03 to go here in this 3rd quarter. 4th and 1 coming. We will step aside.
He didn't have hits went over the fence in that field.
Welcome back to Adams Field. 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter of this opening game of the 2025 Deerfield football season. I'm Brody Sheffrin, joined alongside Drew Weiner. We thank you for sticking with us here on this Friday night. Lake Forest going for it here on 4th down. They need 1 yard from the 10-yard line, and I don't see why they wouldn't. In the I formation. Warriors loading up the box.
Nelson and Scheidler lined up behind Hoskins. They're going to hand it off to Scheidler. Scheidler's going to have the first down and more. Cutting up field. He is into the end zone. Touchdown Scouts.
Great run there from Scheidler. He was able to barrel his way through the heart of this Warrior defense and find pay dirt. As Lake Forest opens up a 29-point lead on the Warriors. We'll take one more look at that. Just another grown man's run by a Lake Forest running back.
Jimmy Scheidler is a fantastic runner. The vision, the cuts, really, really impressive to watch. It's been a lot of Owen Yates, and he's had a fantastic game respectfully as well. But Jimmy Scheidler, he is fun to watch run the football.
Reminds me a lot of Maine South's running back Michael DeLumo, who we saw
a great call.
A couple times in the last couple of years against Deerfield. He dominated against these Warriors, and now we're seeing Scheidler do the exact same thing.
That is an impressive run. Put his foot into the ground, cut up field with that burst of speed. Man. So Quinn Szymanski-esque.
You could say that. Szymanski, certainly a Deerfield legend, both in football and in basketball.
No doubt. So many big moments he had.
He's great. He's a 3-year varsity starting running back for this Deerfield Warriors squad, and they would do a lot to have a guy like him right now.
Yep. So. Yeah, take this time to appreciate some of those guys. Mac Jones, a 3-year varsity starting quarterback. You see this offense that it makes you wonder, makes you appreciate some of these guys, how they were able to so easily move the football.
Yeah, this program really had to reset after last season, not just with the departure of Coach Steve Wienecke after 26 phenomenal years, but with the departure of 21 fantastic seniors, legendary senior class. Jaden Paulzette.
Jaden Paulzette with space. Paulzette up across the 40-yard line. Jaden Paulzette takes it all the way to the 44. There we go.
And Deerfield's got their best starting field position of the day. Great return there from Jaden Paulzette, trying to provide a spark. And Drew, we talked about that one moment of something positive, and maybe this is it.
Yeah, I think, you look at this Deerfield team and, with what the coaches have to deal with, and there's only so much they can do. You have your personnel. It's a public school. You can't go out there recruiting, bringing in different guys. As there's 15 on the play clock, the offense just got on the field. They had problems like this during the scrimmage. I don't think they're going to get this snap off. To start a possession, they really got to hurry. That's the stuff you want to avoid.
Yeah, Drew, we talked about that in the pregame, avoiding those kind of pre-snap issues with substitution and stuff, and this is Coach Gooder's first time in charge, and these are the kind of things that will hopefully get better as the season goes on, kind of these little intangible things, and especially in a game next week against Highland Park that really feels like means everything. It's a big game, crosstown rivalry, game that Deerfield has not lost in a very long time, and a game that we expect to be competitive.
No doubt. Yeah, I think you look at what, this team is, and, it's hard. It's hard for the coaching staff, because they're really, you look at these Deerfield teams of the past with the Joneses, Schmanskys, Berger, and they had more talent. Straight up, this is just a team that isn't as talented as those other teams, and it's tough for this coaching staff. And they're trying to make it work with a different offense, and that's not always going to happen. And there's only really so much you can do.
Yeah, they're trying their best. You can tell these players are giving it their all out there on both sides of the ball. It's just, I don't think this is the team and the performance that Coach Gooder expected in his opening game, and there's certainly a lot to go back to the drawing board about in this next week before Highland Park, as Yoblin is just taken down. Lake Forest has been able to stack the box with 8-9 guys almost every play, and
it's easy to stop the run when you're loading up the box like they are, and you're just sitting dead red on the fact that they're running the ball. It's going up the middle, or Yoblin's rolling out.
Yeah, it's very easy to stop when you only have to guard 5 yards of real estate versus the entire field. Deerfield just has not shown that downfield threat so far, and
you look at last year's team, with Jones and the receivers that they had, and it was really, the downfield threat was there. That was a lot of their offense, or Schmanski, and oh my goodness, Yoblin was level. The ball is on the ground. Luckily, bounced right back into his lap. My goodness. Gavin Nelson just broke right through the middle. He was unblocked. I mean, that was within a second.
Yoblin had it. There was nothing Yoblin could do there. He was very lucky to recover that ball. That could have easily been taken the other way for 6, Drew. It's now 3rd down and 23.
I feel like I'm watching the Chicago Bears right now. Man.
Certainly been a tough watch for Deerfield after that Paulzette kick return that was the biggest play of the day. 3rd down and 23. Yoblin still under center. 2 receivers wide right.
And Yoblin is taken down immediately, but was able to get it off. Incomplete. You got a feel for Evan Yoblin.
Yeah, he's out there working hard, and the offensive line is just getting beat straight off the jump. So here comes the punt team.
I mean, it's you're asking a quarterback. He's got virtually no chance.
He's got about a second and a half before the pocket just completely collapses. There really is no passing pocket for Evan Yalvin. And
you wonder if it's a schematic thing, that's happening, but it's just something that is just really going wrong, and Deerfield's going to have to burn another timeout. My goodness, this is ugly.
Yeah, Drew, 38 seconds to go in this third quarter. Warriors down by 30, struggling to even get the snap off for the punt. And now, Drew, I could say that Deerfield has -5 total yards of offense.
I cannot say I've ever seen that in the third quarter of a game. As we've said, this wasn't the David versus Goliath matchup, coming into this one, but it's got to prove to be like that.
Yeah, we were expecting a pretty competitive game here on opening night. Anything can happen, you never know, and we've just unfortunately seen the wrong side of that. 38 seconds to go in this third quarter. Scouts by 30.
Makes you wonder, about a month, a couple months, Maine South comes to town. What's that going to look like?
Certainly going to be an interesting game, Drew. It's going to be senior night for a lot of these Warriors seniors, and Division I commit Jamison Purcell will be playing here. A fantastic
great punt from Drew Conklin. What a punt from Conklin.
51-yard punt there from Drew Conklin.
Yeah, Indiana commit Jamison Purcell, it is. Imagine he might be getting 3/4 off in that one.
We will have to see.
You never know, though. You never know.
Anything can happen in high school football. We've seen crazier things before.
People forget the 1980 U.S. men's hockey team. They got beat pretty badly by the Soviets and then went on to beat them up in Lake Placid, the Olympics. So, do you believe in miracles?
I certainly do, Drew, and this Deerfield team feels like they're in need of one of those miracles right now, and at this point you're just trying to make it through the rest of the game with nobody getting injured. Does this give us to Yates, and he'll work forward for a nice game.
Soufiane Hussein back out there. Started the game as quarterback. Was replaced by Braden Hoskins, who's had a fantastic game. It looks like his night is over.
Yeah, Hoskins was able to pay his dues, and now Hussein will come back in.
It's another personal foul in Lake Forest.
Personal foul called on Lake Forest.
I believe that's their fourth, Brody?
Yeah, I believe it is. Got a couple of chop blocks. This one was going to set him back another 15 yards, and that's really where Deerfield's been able to get their defensive success, and they've been able to get Lake Forest behind the chains. Scouts with 14 points in this third quarter to open this game up to 30-0. And Drew, just a couple minutes before the half, it was 7-0. The Deerfield defense was hanging in there pretty well. Obviously still had nothing on offense, but the defense was surviving, and now it's just gotten out of hand as the third quarter comes to a close.
Putting the fours up at Adams Field.
12 minutes left to go here. On opening night, it's Lake Forest 30, Deerfield nothing. We will be back shortly for the final quarter of play.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter. Lake Forest 30, Deerfield 0. Deerfield's going to have to be extra fearsome in this defensively to try and get us stopped. Get the ball back to their offense.
Yeah, trying to use that defensive line that's had a little bit of success tonight to try and keep the Scouts behind the chains here to start this fourth quarter. In the game that Lake Forest leads 30-0.
On the bright side, Cubs lead the Rockies 9-2. About time that offense started scoring.
Yeah, you notice when Deerfield's got the ball, Lake Forest got 8 9-man boxes, but Deerfield really only 6 or 7.
Off goes to Yates. Yates has space. It's a nice run.
The tackle by Drew Conklin.
Got around 12. Second and around 6 or 7.
Gain of 12 on the play.
It looks like they'll mark it at 5.
Oh, 5. Not 6 or 7 yards. Instead, it's 5.
Lake Forest going 4 receivers wide with Hussein here, fourth quarter. We'll see if they run this clock or not.
Hussein's going to throw now. There's a wide side. Goes through the hands of Pasquazi. As with Hussein, the throwing motion isn't as fluid and clean as Hoskins is. Comes out a little herky-jerky.
Yeah, Hoskins was slinging it all around the field tonight, especially to Pasquazi, and you saw Hussein there just overthrow his man.
Yeah.
It's now 4th down and 5, and Lake Forest has not taken their offense off the field yet. They finally will with plenty of time on the play clock.
I got to give some credit with that one.
Back to punt for Lake Forest. Von Redding Pruitt.
Von Redding Pruitt.
Seating for Deerfield. Jaden Powell.
Booted away. Nice stop from the Deerfield defense.
This is the backup punter for Lake Forest. Berger being out for the game. It's a high kick.
End over end.
Paulzette catches
Oh my goodness.
and runs straight into the arms of Ethan Farrell.
I think that's one Paulzette's going to learn the fair catch.
Yeah, Deerfield's going to run their first play tonight in Lake Forest territory.
Wow.
If they can avoid a delay of game or false start penalty, they will be able to run a play in plus territory for the first time tonight.
It feels like Lake Forest has ran 41 plays in Deerfield's territory.
I think it's something like that. As here comes Evan Yoblin in this Deerfield offense looking to do something.
Well, they change it up.
Q Bassett is the back in the flex bone.
I'm going to pitch it wide to Moros. That's going nowhere.
The tackle by Michael Knight.
Moros with nowhere to go. They lost
Loss of 4 on the play.
4 more yards there.
Feels like there's really only 4 or 5 plays at this Deerfield playbook.
And 14 from the Deerfield.
Yeah, with the triple option, they really haven't shown much.
Credit Lake Forest. They are more than prepared for this Deerfield offense.
Yeah, they must have seen all they needed to see in that game against Hoffman Estates.
They've done a great job defensively with their assignments.
David Lasardi now at center. Bassett still in the backfield.
Agron in motion. They're going to fake the toss. Flag of the play. Another flag goes down, and the throw is caught.
Well, unfortunately, Drew, that was a very clear holding call against the Warriors, and this one's going to come back. But, hey, something positive with 10:17 to go in this fourth quarter. Nice throw there from Yoblin. And
Yoblin's reaction was very funny. He looked up at the sky, and he was like, why? We finally did something, and in comes the flag. All right, the refs, they always got to ruin everything. We're on the verge of getting it to positive total yardage.
Unfortunately, could not do it there. We'll see what the official has to say.
Legal formation and a holding. I think it's going to be. Maybe they'll decline it. They will not decline it. Coach Spagnoli wants to keep that yard total at a negative.
Yeah, and credit this Lake Forest defense. They have just been absolutely everywhere against this Deerfield offense.
The false start penalty declined. The holding is enforced. A 10-yard penalty. It is now second down 24.
Deerfield was second down and 24, and Drew, I'll take you out to a nice steakhouse if the Warriors pick up a first down on this drive.
I'll be looking forward to it. Do penalties count?
Sure.
Hand off up the middle. That will not do it. There's someone on Lake Forest want to do me a big favor.
Drew is hoping for some phantom face mask that will move the chains for the Warriors so he can get some steak.
Maybe,
but
someone could buzz it down to the refs. We could split the steak.
As of now, I'm feeling pretty confident. It's third down and 24s. We go under 9.5 minutes to play in this ball game.
Third and 24. It would take a miracle for me to get this steak dinner. Why not let Yoblin throw it deep? See if they get enough time.
There we go. It's a handoff to Bassett that goes nowhere, and Drew, it's nice making bets you know you can't lose.
You know what the definition of insanity is, Brody?
Tell me.
Trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
I have nothing else to say, Drew. 8.5 minutes to go. Drew Conklin trying to
been a busy man.
Boot another good one out there. He's done a pretty good job tonight.
Yes.
For being a sophomore in his varsity debut, he has punted the ball well. This one's high end over end. Will be fair caught.
The punt travels 21 yards, a fair catch by Owen Yates at their 42-yard line. That's where the Scouts
21-yard punt.
I am surprised Deerfield hasn't tried to throw the ball more. I think part of it's the pass protection's kind of struggled. Like at some point, maybe you try something.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't taken the snap yet from the shotgun by Yoblin an extra half a second. Let him use that arm a little bit. He looked really good in warm-ups, but he hasn't made a throw more than 6 or 7 yards.
No, he is not. Yeah, we see with Coach Winacki a lot of the times when they'd be struggling, he'd throw out a fake punt or something, do some sort of trickery to try to get the team going. None of that.
Yet, Drew. Keyword yet.
Yeah. There's some space by Owen Yates.
And he got tackled by his own guy. That was Alexander Richards who chopped Yates down.
Pick up a 7 on that last run as we are under 8 minutes left to play.
Lake Forest over 200 yards of total offense compared to the Warriors -8.
That is something. I'm not sure I've ever seen that happen in a football game.
Yeah, we've certainly seen some blowouts at the high school level. We've seen some really good teams, and
never quite gets like that. I hand it off to Yates again. Yates has some space. Owen Yates is finally taken down by Jaden pulls out at the 38-yard line.
Jaden pulls out one of those high-energy guys who's got a lot of speed. He showed it with that one punt return, but not much else to show for tonight for the Warriors. We go under 7 minutes to go in this fourth quarter of this opening ball game, and if you're Coach Gooder, you just want this thing to be over so you can regroup and get ready for what's going to be a huge showdown with Highland Park next week.
Not good. We're trying. Really? It's hard.
ball carrier. Tackled by Michael Blangiardo.
Marchese on the carry there. He doesn't get much.
On the play. Correction, it's a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 from the 40.
Loss of 2 on that last play. Stopped by the Deerfield defense.
Deerfield trying to get a stop.
Their handoff to the back. That's going nowhere.
Marchese, the ball carrier.
It's Augustus Marchese.
Nehemiah Schneider.
Marchese, 5'8", 190.
It's a big
guy.
Down.
It's now 3rd down and 12 as Coach Spagnoli has brought in a lot of his backup players now. I believe this is the 3rd string quarterback, Raphael Karam.
Yeah, I didn't even realize the quarterback change. Got 3 quarterbacks out there. Marchese again. Nice little run there.
Marchese with a good run. This will set up 4th down.
7 on the play. It's 4th down.
4th down and 5.
5 yards.
We go under 4.5 minutes to go here in the ball game from Adams Field. Brody Shefford alongside Drew Weiner. We thank you guys for joining us for this home opener. Next week, the Warriors will travel to Highland Park for a showdown with the Giants.
Scott's going to go for this on 4th down. And hand it off to Marchese, and that's going nowhere. Nice stop by the Deerfield defense. That's number 20, Michael Blangiardo on the with the tackle for the loss.
Nice tackle. Fun fact, Michael Blangiardo is my neighbor, so great play by him. And Deerfield will put the offense back out there with 4:10 to go.
The tackle is by Michael Blangiardo. It's 1st and 10 Deerfield after the turnover on down.
See if we can get a score update with Highland Park.
I thought it might go this way. I didn't think it'd be that much dominated by the defense.
Yeah, looking around the state, you got Evanston leading 28-6.
Last time we saw Maine South down to Lincoln Way East. 14-0. That is a powerhouse matchup. That's a fun one.
It's currently 20-0 Griffins at the half. The Loyola Ramblers
Nice little run from
lead
Q Bassett
10-7.
there. Saw a lot of Q Bassett last year in the homecoming game against GBN, and he was fun to watch.
Yeah, he was outstanding. Had a touchdown run and a bunch of big chunk plays. We go under 4 minutes to go. Warriors got 7 yards on the play.
One of their best plays of the night.
Yeah, I believe that's the 2nd biggest gain. They had a gain of 8 earlier.
Get their 2nd first down of the game.
Bassett in the backfield.
Hand off to Bassett again. Bassett up the middle. Q Bassett gets it across the 40-yard line. How about that, Brody? Where was that all night?
Much to the approval of this crowd, Drew. Q Bassett finally with a big play. First double-digit play for the Warriors to get them into positive figures in total offense for the night. And a little tempo here against the Lake Forest backups.
Oh, boy.
The
That was
ball's
balls on the ground.
And Lake Forest has it.
My goodness. Again, that place just blowed up in the backfield.
Tried to give it to Bassett once again. Lake Forest
Covered that one.
ambushed him, and
Finally, some positive yards and a fumble.
Warriors tried to go up tempo, just miscommunication, and there was nobody home. Lake Forest took Yoblin down. He could not hang on to the football. And they'll take over now with 2:57 to go in the ball game, leading 30-0.
First and 10 Lake Forest on their 45.
2:57. Getting pretty close to where Lake Forest could just kneel this game out.
I got to imagine they're going to try and get their backup some more reps.
Yeah. Without.
Elsewhere in Illinois, Grant all over Mundelein. Rolling Meadows leading Palatine 25-22 at the half, a high-scoring affair.
It's Rolling Meadows without
There.
Robbie Gold, who left for the St. Viator job. Palatine was a really good team last year.
So some good games elsewhere around the state. Clock at 2:10 and running now as
Marchese.
that give goes nowhere.
Augustus Marchese, the ball
I think
carrier.
this, with the backups playing, I think this is a better look at what it's going to look like against Highland Park next week.
Yeah, Highland Park definitely a weaker opponent than Lake Forest.
I think it's promising to see some plays being made. The nice runs from Q Bassett, the stops defensively.
Yeah, just a little something positive to take away from this game if you're Coach Brandon Guter and this Deerfield Warrior squad and a brand new program.
It's going to be a tough rebuild for Coach Guter. And we think he's the man to get it done as Marchese's run is going to be a first down. That should probably do it. With 2 kneel downs to just about end this one. Probably only kneel it down once now. The play clock just now finally running. I don't expect Lake Forest to kneel this one and put a bow on this impressive Week 1 win for Coach Spagnoli as the Scouts move to 1-0.
Yeah, great effort from Lake Forest here tonight. They got off to a bit of a slow start. Score was 7-0 late in the first half, and from that point on, Lake Forest was able to just dominate this Warrior squad. Lake Forest will kneel it down. The clock's going to run out, and they'll line up at midfield to shake hands. The Warriors dropped their first game of the season to 0-1. They'll have a chance to right the ship next week against Highland Park, but the final score from Adams Field drew 30-0 in favor of Lake Forest.
Tough one for Coach Guter in his first game as head coach. But, we knew it was going to be tough. It's a lot of new players, and it's going to take time. And not the way you wanted it to start, but it can only go up from here. And hopefully that starts with next week against Highland Park. And what is an awesome rivalry. It'll be at Highland Park. It should be a fun one.
Absolutely. For Drew Weiner, I'm Brody Sheffer, and we thank you for joining us on this opening night of high school football at Adams Field.